What's up, everybody? I figured I'd make a small video for anybody out there that might be struggling with trying to get the Behringer FCB1010 to line up with the Bias FX2. Pretty fantastic software, man. I mean, I've only had it a day. I haven't even looked at the manual. Having a little bit of issue trying to get signed on to get to where I think the manual might be, but so there's been a little bit of trial and error. But in doing a little bit of research, I found out a lot of people were trying to figure it out. So I figured, well, you know, let's dive in and see what we can figure out and see what sort of mess we can make everything. Let's see here. The first thing you want to do, obviously, is make sure you got, you know, your Bias software downloaded. Obviously, if you do, I think I got the Platinum version. It looks really cool. I'm really excited to get into this and trying out some of the sounds and stuff like that. I'm loving what I see so far with the Midi control and everything they've got. It's just got some real deep minds behind the programming on this, because you know the graphical interface is just outstanding, you know, and then just some of the little details that they add in here, you can really tell that the people love what they do there, so that's pretty cool. But one of the first things you want to do is probably, it'll make your life a lot easier, is you're going to want to navigate to Mountain Utilities, and you can just do a Google search or whatever your preferred search engine is, you know, for FCB1010 Manager, and you're probably going to end up on this as one of your first choices for things to find. And what I did, since I'm running Windows, is I just downloaded the Windows installer, you know, and obviously it's good, it's clean, you know, no viruses and all that stuff. So, you know, if you get any warnings, you know, it's up to you. But that's what I did. Downloaded it, and there's stuff here for Mac. There's portables also for Windows. Myself, I wasn't too worried about all that. I'm not really sure what everything it does on there, but I just chose the installer, so that's what I got. So once, after, forgive me, my allergies are a little bit getting to me right now, so you might hear me mute myself once in a while, but we'll get through this and figure out what we can do here. But back to the manager, you know, once you go ahead and install it wherever you want to have it. Myself, I just put it on another drive, it's all good. And when you start it up, this is the program you're actually going to get here, is this little bitty tiny box. You know, but there's a lot of stuff you can do with this little bitty tiny box. And one of those things is over here you've got just this vast amount of presets that we have. I've already done some legwork here and customized this for how I'm going to have it set up. Let's see where my notes at over here. I'll drag this over here for a second. Let's see here. My iCloud notes. Kind of the way I want to have this set up is down here is pretty much a mirror of what you actually have on the floor. If anybody has this, you know, I mean, you know what it looks like. You know what it does. You have the banks and all that good stuff, and you have the presets. I don't actually have the Midi hooked up on this going out, just because of how I have my stuff set up right now. So I'm gonna probably leave that alone, and I'll probably just click the buttons and show you what I'd be clicking on my foot switch as I do it. But kind of how I want to have it set up though is I just really want to have like bank one. Let me drag this over here a little bit. Here, too big. Oh, that's real big. I don't want to do all that. It didn't work out too well. Just bring this up a little bit to where I got this on here. Mouse will cooperate. Basically what I want to do is I want to have, like, let's say bank 0. I want to use it for like just browsing, you know, browsing the FX software, FX2 software. You know, I'll probably set up like the lower first and second foot switches, you know, to the presets, you know, like going up on this one right here. I'll probably use it for going up, and I'll use this probably number 2 for going back down through in reverse on the presets, and the same for like the top bank here. I'll probably use this for bank changes. You know, as we go through it, I'll kind of show you how I've set that up. But the second thing I want to do is I want to have like bank 2. I'll probably set it up for I'll probably use these for program changes to actually change the different sounds patches within the software, and then I'll probably set these up as stomp units up here, as far as, you know, if I want to, you know, cut out a delay, if I want to, you know, cut out some reverb, whatever the case may be, whatever you choose. That's probably how I'll set that up. Now, I will say this: I do not have the Uno EEPROM, you know, in this machine that I just bought. This is standard stock FCB1010, so there are no upgrades to it, anything. This is straight out the box. You know, I hear a lot of people are using the Uno EEPROM inside of it, but for me right now, I don't see a need to. So if I might research it a little bit more and see, you know, what some of the benefits are and stuff like that. You know, but I guess we'll just take that one step at a time. So yeah, I'll probably put on the second bank, on the second bank of the foot switch, I'll probably have these 5 down here for choosing presets, and I'll probably have these 5 up here for choosing just you know, effects and stuff like that. And probably for the third bank, I'll probably have like let's see, I'll probably use these for like the lower 5 for program changes, and then the first number 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm probably going to set that up for changing scenes. And number 10, I'll probably set it up as a CC event anyway. You know, but I just won't be utilizing that unless I find something else I want to do with it. You know, like I said, I've only had this software for less than 24 hours, so I'm really kind of new to everything that's going to be functional here. So everything that I do, there may be a better way to do it. I'm just kind of dinking around to see what I can come up with, because that's what I kind of have fun doing. Now on the fourth bank, I'll probably set this up for like the looper. On the looper, I guess you can record and dub, play, stop, replay, undo, redo, and clear it all out. And I kind of got like the CC's events over here copied that I'm probably going to go ahead and use for that. But let's go ahead and dig on into the software and see what we can do. But yeah, you know, I'll put the link down in here for the software where I got this FCB1010 manager. That way it's readily available for anybody that just wants to click it. So let's see here. First thing I guess I should explain this over here. Within the actual program over here, one thing you need to know about your foot controller is it does have the ability for every time you click one of these switches, it can send 2 controller messages. It can send expression pedal messages, and well, it'll change that after you press that. I mean, these are kind of live, but kind of the trigger messages it sends is control, the note, and the program changes. And the expression pedals, you know what I mean, they're there once the patch is changed to where you can use that to control your you know, maybe your gain, you know, if you want to have gain control, if you want to have volume control, you know, or if you just want to control the level of your wah-wah or something like that, you know, you can use those after you've changed into the patch. But you can send 2 control messages, 2 CCs. You'll have your expression pedals, a note, and up to 5 program changes on each individual one of these presets that you push down on here. So the way I've got this set up is Bias FX2 is going to use a combination of both program changes and CC changes, and you want to be really careful about how you do that. You know, pay attention to what you're doing. You know, up here in the settings, you know, once you get up here, you just go into your settings, you know, take a look at your Midi settings. the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and set up, make sure your MIDI control is enabled. And you can set your MIDI channel down here if you want. I have mine running on channel 2 right now, but I'm just using all channels because I don't really have anything else going on right now. And here's where you get in here and you get to have a good fun time. Right here is the MIDI control assignments. And right now, as you can see, I don't have anything set up, and I did have a few things set up because I was just kind of dinking around and finding out what works. Excuse me a second. But yeah, I was finding out what sort of stuff works with that, so I was just kind of checking it out and seeing what all sorts of trouble I could get into, and I got in some trouble. It took me, I mean, MIDI can be challenging and can rack your brain, so you're definitely going to want to pay attention though to program changes versus control changes, because if you get those mixed up, you're going to have some issues. Like over here in the presets I have for my foot controller, on the very first bank, I have these all set up as control changes. I've gone and deleted out all the program changes and only left the control changes. I've also numbered the I've numbered them sequentially, and you know, even though like down here you'll see some program changes over here, I could have just said, hey, let's use program change, you know, 1 2 3 4 5 right here. Oh, and you know, like 6 7 8 9 10 right here. I wanted to kind of keep it congruent with what bank I was in. That way later on I wouldn't forget, hey, you know, I'm in bank 1, you know, what sort of number did I use there? Because I think we've all ran into that trouble from time to time. You know, it's like, God, what did I do? And it's like, you know, I just don't know until you get back into it. So I figured out probably a little foresight would help me remember where I put those numbers, so that's something to take into consideration there too. So I plan on using the first bank, which is going to be this bank right here, just for kind of browsing the software, you know, for just kind of checking out the sounds, seeing what they got going on, and I'm really pleased so far with all the sounds that they've got. They've really put some incredible talent and time into this. I'm excited about this. You know, I'll be honest, I loved guitar rig. I did a lot of stuff with native instruments and stuff like that, and I still love it, but the MIDI functionality is just right out the window. I mean, it's you may as well bang your head against the wall. At least that's how I felt. So I went ahead and said, I need something that works. I need something that's stable. You know, I love the guitar rig software, but it just was not feasible and operational for, you know, for on-the-fly changes. I mean, yeah, sure, you could get in your DAW, your software, whatever you want to do, and you know, you could, you know, do control changes there and all that stuff, you know, but you know, actually doing it on the fly, you know, with a foot pedal, you know, for any sort of performance venue or anything like that it just wasn't achievable for myself. So I love the functionality that's built into this program, and I'm really looking forward to messing with it. But anyway, again, right up here, you know, you can see the first bank. All these are control changes. So I've deleted out those. And the second bank, you know, I said I wanted to have, let's see, the 5 lower ones were going to be program changes. You know, the 5 down here were going to be for, you know, different presets I wanted to load up. And then I was going to have 5 up here for control changes for like stomp boxes, you know, to turn stuff on or off. So as you can see, the corresponding numbers over here, I've got 11 through 15 are going to be program changes for, and that's going to correspond to the bottom 5, and then 16 through 20 are going to correspond to the upper presets on the unit itself. And then I've got, let's see, for the third bank, I wanted to have you know, like 5 lower presets, you know, for just messing around, and then also 5 upper ones for scene selection. So as you can see, you know, we've got in the scene bank that I'm going to use, you know, I'm going to have 5 program changes to choose different sounds I want to have, and then I'm going to have, you know, 5 well, actually technically 4 for choosing scenes. I'm gonna have 4 CCs that will trigger the scenes, and that will be these right here. I'll use those to trigger the scenes, and this one will be all by itself, left alone, crying somewhere, you know. And then the very last bank, I'm gonna go ahead and use bank 3, or, well, as the software sees it, bank 3 over here, but technically bank, I guess it would be technically bank 3 over here. Sometimes my brain malfunctions because, you know, the difference of what it actually says versus what it is. You know, to me in my head, it's like, why do we want to start at 0? Well, let's just make everything a little bit more complicated for everybody's brain some days. So yeah, for bank 3, you know, which is what I'm calling bank 4 in my head, you know, I'm just gonna have like I think it's 5 assignments we're gonna need control changes for the looper. So let's go ahead and dig into this program and get it all set up. You know, and once you get all this is a little bit cumbersome, I'm gonna be honest with you, to go through this and type all this stuff in there, but I think it's a little less cumbersome than actually having to do it, you know, via the foot switch panel itself, which it can be done, but it's a little bit time consuming. So, you know, what I did is I just went through this and I just typed all this stuff in. Every time you change a preset over here, you come over here and type something, you know, and I put a description over here to just kind of be easier for everybody's mind. I mean, this is nothing, the description is nothing you have to have, you know, for operations or anything. I just put it there just, you know, to make life a little bit easier. And, you know, if you want to turn one of these off and back on, you just click on it and it'll go off and it'll go on and it'll change the number over here. You know, but what I've done is where you see the check marks are gone. Obviously, it's not active over here. Where you see the check marks over here, it does have information. You know, it'll have, like, for controller 1, you know, it'll have controller 1 value of 27. You know, and just decided to use that to make life easy. So, but once you get this, you know, you can go ahead and do system dump through these 2 buttons right here. I think this one sends it, yeah, the green one will send it back to your foot switch, well, your pedal box, and this one here receives it. Yeah, I just received it first and I went through and edited it, so it seemed like it made it pretty easy. Well, easier. It was a little monotonous, but what with Midi is not. So let's go ahead and take a look here, and let's go into some Midi settings, get some stuff set up here. The first thing I want to set up is it's just my first bank for browsing. So on your foot switch, you know, I'd probably set it down here to 0, and we're going to be changing the assignments for switch 1 and 2 and 6 and 7. So what we want to do is we want to bring up the software, and let's see, Midi settings. My mouse will cooperate, and we're going to get into control assignments, and we're going to add new control assignments. And I do want to show you something here. This is kind of weird. I don't know if this is something because of any of my firewall antivirus or anything like that, but for the life of me, I can't get it to do anything. Like when I go in here and choose a preset, and I try to hit the Midi learn, it just will not receive anything, and I won't get any timeouts or anything like that. So I'll show you what I mean by that, which is why I'm gonna actually manually put this information in. When I hit the learn, I'm pressing on my foot switch right now on the different controllers, and I'm getting absolutely nothing. So I don't know, that may be a bug. It may just be something conditional with my system that I have here, but I try to keep my system pretty clean. So when it does that, I just kind of have to start it all over, and you know, it's been a little bit of trial and error as far as what actually works and what doesn't there. But I haven't run into that too many times, but I have run into it a couple. So we're going to manually put that stuff in. So we're going to go to control assignments, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to the presets, and I'm wanting to use pedal 1 and 2, you know, for the switches. So let's see, I've got, if I want to go up, I'm going to be setting this one to, I think, is 0. And that's another thing to keep straight here too in your head, is the FCB1010 starts at 0, I believe, or excuse me, starts at 1, whereas this starts at 0. So when you're putting these in here, you want to make sure you got the right stuff going on in your head, and I don't know, hopefully I get it right. But yeah, for this I'm going to use 1, and that's going to take things up, and bank down is going to be 2, and that should correspond with these two. And for the bank, oops, what did I do? I put that in wrong, my bad. We put that up here. I knew what I was thinking. So that bank is actually going to be 6, and it's going to be 7. The preset is going to be 1 and 2. And as you're looking at that, obviously it said it takes CCs, so just pay attention to where it says it needs CCs and to where it says it needs program changes or PCs. That's going to be your big, there's your sign moment. Let's see here. We should be able to actually browse through the presets as we push these buttons. I'm not going to actually push them on here, but I'm going to be pushing this number. So yeah, as you can see, we're going through presets there, and if we go backwards, it's going to take us back through them. And if I want to change up through the banks, I go ahead and hit the bank on this button, to go through alternative, bass, acoustic, and then we go backwards. That's all pretty handy, huh? Pretty cool. I couldn't tell you how many hours I spent trying to figure something out that would work functionally with a guitar rig, but did not happen. So, all right, so we got that set up. Now, the second thing we want to go ahead and change is we want to go ahead and change, let's see, we're going to go up into this bank. And I want to be able to use, I'm just thinking of how I want to do this. Yeah, I want to use some for the program changes on the bottom switches. I want to use these 5 for program changes. I probably won't go through and set every one of these. I might set up a couple, and then we might set up a couple of these for stomp boxes. Let's just see what we got. Oops, hit the wrong button. Actually, let's go here. And this one, I've got the PC set up on it. Hopefully I don't have a lot of these that I have conflicting program change events on, because so far I haven't found a way to easily see if you have something in here. Let's say you change a program assignment on one of these things. You got no idea where it's at. I have not found a simple way to actually say, hey, where are my program assignments? There's no list that'll show you, hey, where did you put this damn thing? In case you have any problems later and you want to try to figure out what it was. So let's do this. Let's go to insane, because insane's cool, right? I'm black and win. Oops, come on, dang thing. Issues here. Let's go ahead and set this up on. And these you actually have to put in by hand. Like right here, you'll see it says Midi PC. Which is cool. I wish it would have been a hammer that came out and hit me in the head earlier, because I was having a little bit of struggle with it. So right now it's at, let's see, PC 24, and I'm actually going to want to set that to 11. Like over here, this is going to be my first bank where I want to have these numbers working in conjunction. So the first one's going to be 11. So hopefully I don't have a conflicting number here. Scroll down, hit that, and apply. Okay, well, yeah, I've got something. Let me look through here real quick and see if I got something. Reset that. Let's see what I got here. There it is. I tried to keep all my preset assignments in one place in case I forgot where they're at, so I was kind of cheating a little bit there. Well, let's see, let's go with this. Let's try this again. Let's put this in 11. Alright, we got 11, and let's go to Battleship. Let's put 12 in there, which matches with the corresponding 2 switch on our board. Okay, there you go. I got that somewhere, damn it. Let's see if I can figure out where I put it at. I don't know. that. Might be on this one. No. Alright, let's do this. Let's go with 13. I don't think I've put 13 on anything yet. Okay, so since I used 11 and 13, it's technically going to be this switch number 1 and this switch number 3 down here, which should change between those two. I'll have to go back and see where I put 12 at. I had stuff kind of scattered a little bit earlier. So let me change on to a different preset. That way we can see it's actually going to move. So we got a different preset there. And when I hit the buttons down here, I'm going to click this one. And you can see it changed to that one appropriately. And it also changed to this one appropriately. Okay, that must be where I have 12. I must have done something else with 13. Okay, so that's number 2. So that's going to be 12. So that must be where number 12's at. So at least we figured that out. You know, now a cool thing here. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go back and press this preset here. And what I want to do is I want to set one of these CCs up here to work as a Stompbox. So I want to go into that. And you can go to Midi assignment down here. And these actually have the CC numbers right here. It says, hey, use a CC dummy, you know, in case you try to use a program change, it's not going to work. So I want to use a toggle, and I've had some pretty good luck with the learn feature on this. So let's press learn and see what happens here. And I'm going to press this button right here. And it learned it, so that's cool. And on that now, when I actually push this on my foot switch, you see what happens. It changed. I must have done something there. Oops. I hit the wrong stupid thing on my controller on my foot. My bad. Let's go back to here. Yeah, ignore that. Okay, let's go back to there. Try that again. And let's do that again. Go with the delay. Assignment. And let's learn this. Changing that back to a different one because I accidentally hit something on my foot switch when I wasn't looking. But now when I actually go ahead and press this switch right here, you can see it acts just like a Stompbox, which is pretty cool, you know. So, and you can switch back and forth between, you know, the different presets you want to have, you know, down on the bottom, and that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and ignore my changes because I don't want to tie up the CC. So, and you can see I'm pushing these buttons down here, you know, and we're able to change between different amps and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. You know, and then we can go back and assign these wherever we want to assign them, you know, for the Stompboxes. You know, and this is stock. This isn't, you know, again, it doesn't have the upgraded EEPROM for anything else, so that's pretty cool. I'm not going to bother setting up the rest of these. I'm kind of just giving you an idea what you got to do, you know, to use program changes on this stuff down here, and use your CCs up here. You don't have to do it that way. That's how I chose to do it, because if I had to remember that I had a program change here, a CC here, a program change there, a CC there, you know, when life gets busy and you come back to your computer in a couple weeks when you haven't had playtime, it's like, well, what the heck did I do? And you just don't know. So for my own simplicity, I chose to put program changes down here and CCs up here just to make life a little bit easier on my own brain. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So all right, for the third scene, for the third bank, this one, I want to go ahead and experiment here and see if we can set up something with the scene selection. Now I do have all these set up as program changes down here, but I'm probably just going to make one of these a program change, you know, and go into different scenes. I might make a couple. Let's just see what we got. Okay, let's see here. So I'm going to keep it on an insane setting here, and let's see. I don't have anything on that. So I'm going to go ahead and assign Breaking Heart to, let's see, I'm on bank 3. So I need 21 would be my program change event. Let's scroll down here to 21. Find it. Hit apply on that. And heck, I'm here. I may as well go ahead and choose Chopper as the next one. which will be 22. It's a good thing I can add today. I just can't scroll with my mouse very good. And let's see here, just to test that out, we should have. We should be able to. Let me make this go away. We should have changing of those. Yeah, all right. We got the changing of those by choosing the scene selections, or the program changes down here, which is cool. Now let's see if we can get the scenes to jive up with us. So I'm gonna need. I think that actually set those to 2 and 3, so I must have had one of those numbers transposed in my head, which is okay. You get the idea. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scene selection on this. I think it's in the settings over here. We're gonna do a Midi settings, all assignments, and where's that? Where's that? Oh yeah, ability, I think. Yeah, here it has scenes. And I'm going to want to use the upper ones. That's actually going to be, let's see, 26, 27. These numbers there start out with 0. So if these are 26 and 27, I'm going to need 27 and 28 over here. This is where your brain can get easily jumbled up and kind of mess you up. I think I'm doing this right. 27. Find out, I guess, right? 28, 29, 30. And I'm gonna assume that this is actually gonna change between those scenes within that. Find out. And let's take a look. There. Okay, I must have had one number transposed in my head again, I guess. I don't know. I have to figure that out later. But there's scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and scene 4. So, as you can see, you can change between different stuff and change the scenes on that. So that's pretty cool. You know, that way if you just don't want to load a brand new whole amp, it's probably a little bit faster and probably better for live play to do it this way. You know, that way you can kill out your, you know, like honk and delay you got for, you know, your lead solos or something like that. And, you know, go ahead and, you know, maybe even set a little EQ to where your lead's a little bit brighter and stands out, you know. So that would be good. You know, that's going to be cool. I'd love to crank out some tones right about now and just see what sort of fun we could have, but kind of going through this, getting it set up for myself too, so, and that's okay. Or I get to have all that fun. So the next thing I want to do is go ahead and change up to, we're going to go up to bank 3, and I want to use that for setting up the looper stuff. Let's see here. And my brain's going dead here. Midi settings, Midi control assignments, and let's add some new control. Looper, because looper sounds super. That was that was a dork move there, wasn't it? I guess we could put these on the bottom keys. I guess it doesn't really matter because I'll probably just change it later anyway. But we're gonna go ahead and use probably CC 31, 32, 33, and 34, and 35. So let's try finding that. 31, 30, 32, 33, 4, come on, and 35. All right. So if I did everything right, we should have a looper on this button. When I actually push this thing, I think though, where's it at though? I'm not sure. Okay, there's the looper. I guess you gotta push that to bring it up. I press the first button down there to start recording. I don't have anything going through right now, and I'll have to mess with this later, but I'm just showing you that it works, I guess. I'm gonna press this. This should stop it. So that does stop it. I'm not sure. 3 replays it, and if you press it again, it'll just restart it. Let's see. And I'm not sure. There's nothing really to undo or redo on this 4th button here, so I don't know if it'll do anything. Yeah, it didn't do anything when I press that. And then this one over here will clear it out. So yeah, it just clears the whole thing out. You can start again, and so that's pretty cool, you know. But that is that's kind of loud. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but let me stop that. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I want to start. Now I can just take some time and, you know, go back here and you know, go down to patch or bank 0, you know, and just bring this up and, you know, kind of experiment with some sounds, because, you know, like I said, I've only had this less than 24 hours, so I really haven't had a chance to look at the manual. But I've heard a lot of the sounds as I was just kind of dinking with it last night. But I wanted to be able to browse through it a little bit faster, you know, and hands-free, you know, while you're jamming on a guitar. I mean, you know how it goes, man. You got to hear that sound, you know, and hit the button, you know, and get the good sounds. But I had to tell you what, I'm loving this software. Very intuitive, very smart, and seems really stable too. I mean, there's been a couple glitches, but I don't know if that's on my end or what. And that was just finding, you know, the problems with the Midi and stuff like that. Where I'd try to go into the Midi and say, hey, I want to change preset, let's learn this feature, you know. But that all in and of itself is not a big issue at all. I can type a number, you know. I might have to type it a couple times because I type in something wrong, you know. But that's just because my brain's a little bit tired after working a full job, you know, all week long. So, but anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope this helped you guys a little bit. You know, if you have any questions, you know, feel free to post, and then I'll see what I can do to help. You know, I'm a pretty busy man, so I can't promise I'll be quick, but I'll definitely, you know, keep an eye open, see if there's anything I can do to help. And I'll put a couple links there in the you know, comments and stuff like that, and see if that'll give you a little bit of help too. So, but I hope you all have a good day, and rock on, man.